Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Minister Jonathan Simmons, and we thank God for those of you who are watching us here on the broadcast on various portals. We thank you for those of you watching us on Roku, on the Phoenix Entertainment Channel, and C Room Plus Network. We also thank God for those of you watching us on YouTube, on Real Talk Sports TV, and also on Periscope, aka Twitter TV. And those of you who are watching us on Twitch. And of course, now you guys can go back to my Facebook page. For some reason, Facebook kicked me off the page. We're back on the page right now. So again, we thank God for those of you who have decided to tune in and broadcast and listen to our broadcast here today. Well, normally, guys, I know that you are always happy to see my smiling face, but you're always happier to see the lovely face of the beautiful Miss Tree Dolman. She will not be with us tonight. She has some personal things she has to attend to, but that's okay because I still have a champion. Not one, but two-time Super Bowl champion, a proud HBC alum, and also an HBCU broadcaster. The one and only Mr. Tyrone Poole's in the building. Sir, welcome back.
Thank you, Jonathan. Hello, everybody, all the viewers, all those that are watching and listening. Welcome. Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está, amiga and amigos? All of that good stuff. There's our little lesson. And bonjour. For you people who speak a little French as well, we appreciate you, and we thank God for you for listening. Well, Tyrone, like I said, man, we want to give a big shout out to Miss Tree Dolman, who normally graces our page. She's got some personal things that she is dealing with today, but we appreciate her, and good Lord willing, she will be back with us next week live here on the broadcast. So, our prayers are with her, and we thank God for her. Yes. And like so, we look forward to seeing her next week. Yes. I mean, now I know that sometimes your weekends are, sometimes a lot of excitement, but sometimes not too much excitement. Was there anything that kind of grabbed you over the weekend in the world of sports that you said, you know what, man, this kind of got me feeling some kind of way? Anything that kind of caught you over the weekend?
Let's start off with a little bit of hot topics here. The football season coming up, and the NFL. We know they signed a deal, and I'm going to tell you the people who they signed a deal with as far as betting. So what's the hot topic? Well, the hot topic is about 36% more Americans are expected to bet on NFL games this season compared to last year. And here's the scoop on it, people. What could be the most heavily bet NFL season ever kicks off this weekend, actually Thursday, in a couple more days, with legal sports books operating in approximately half of the states in the United States. So everybody is putting their money down and they are betting. So the hot topic is that a lot of people are going to be betting because the NFL signed an agreement with Fox Bet, BetMGM, again, that's BetMGM, PointsBet, and WinBet. So again, it's going to be a lot of people who are going to be going and betting money this year. So they are expecting that to be up 36%. So the hot topic is the NFL is not going to run out of money no time soon.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something right now, right off the rip. Okay, so I don't know what you think about that, but the minister feeling some kind of way about this connection with betting, because I guess because of my age, I can remember where, the betting was like a bad thing. Like they didn't want players going to Las Vegas. They didn't want players hanging in Atlantic City. They didn't want players doing anything that had to do with betting. Yes. So now okay. What's up with Tyrone? I mean, this just a money grab? I don't get it.
No, what it is, the NFL is all about money.
There you go. See?
If I had that that little the saying from the movie, what's the movie? Show me the money. Jerry Maguire, when Tom Cruise he's holding me, show me the money. That's what it's all about. Show me the money. So the NFL, again, they're giving themselves, I'm not going to say they're selling them souls to the devil, but we all know what that means. But actually, I don't like it personally myself because it can contribute to games being fixed. Okay, because it's all about the points. That's how they make their money. Yes, you bet on the team that's going to win, but you also got points that you're betting too. So, that's a hot topic. So it's going to be a hot topic all this year. So look for those commercials this Thursday. Now you're going to start seeing a lot of bet commercials, these companies that bet starting Thursday. I think it's supposed to be before the game. You're going to see I think they're supposed to give them 6 opportunity to show some type of betting commercial. One time before the game starts, and each time each quarter, and also one time during halftime. So they are really pushing sports betting in the NFL. So that's the hot topic.
I don't like it. That's why I have my shades on. I don't like it. I think it's a bad business. I think that all these years you talk about no betting, no betting, no betting. All of a sudden now, because they went through a season with COVID and they see, like you said, how popular the money is. Now it's like, okay, we don't care about that so much. Matter of fact, what am I thinking about? They're allowing the team to be in Las Vegas. So I should tell you right there what their mindset is about betting. All right, guys, I don't know what your thoughts are, but keep it pinned right there. We're going to be talking about this from time to time as the weeks go on, because it's like Tyrone said, this is not going to go away because it's certainly a hot topic. So put your pencil, put a prick in it right there. Betting, sports betting. Do you think it's a good idea, a bad idea? We'll be talking about this from week to week as we go on. All right, speaking of another hot topic, there's a team that was red hot the last time we were on the show. Just 7 days ago, we were talking about our Atlanta Braves balling out about a 4.5 game lead. My, how the tables have turned. The Braves in the last 10 games have went 4-6. Meanwhile, the Mets and the Phillies have respectively gone 7-3 and 8-2. And so the Mets 4.5 game lead has shrunk to 1.5 games. All right, Tyrone, I know you've been kind of trying to peek at the Braves a little bit from afar. What do you think the problem was with Bravos, and can they keep this lead, man? Because I don't think an NL East team can go in as a wild card.
Well, again, the old saying is pitching and defense wins baseball games. So where are the Braves hurting? Just what I said. So, they got to get that pitching right. They got the people that can lay the wood on the ball and put it in play. Again, pitching, defense, you give yourself an opportunity. And the Braves, they came off of the last series 2-2. Well, actually lost all the games to the Dodgers. Let me back up. They lost all the games to the Dodgers, and they actually, are going into the game with the Rockies, which you thought they would have beaten the Rockies, but they lead that thing with a split 2-2. And now they are playing the Nationals, and hopefully they can lick their wounds and get a couple of wins and win that series, because the Phillies are playing the Brewers, and the Brewers are pretty doggone good. So, but the Phillies beat the Brewers 12-0. So hoping that the Brewers can beat the Phillies in these next couple of games, and the Braves can go out there and sweep the Nationals, and that could kind of increase that lead a little bit that they have.
But the big thing with the Braves is you hit it on the head. Their problem has been pitching, primarily relief pitching. They blew 2 different games against the Dodgers, games they could have won to at least possibly salvage one game where the bullpen gave up runs in the 8th inning and beyond. So you got a big problem there. They're going to have to find some way somehow to get that shaped up, or this team is not going to be able to go far. Other than that, I think their starting 9, you got some here, especially with those 2 big trades we talked about a couple of weeks ago they made to get, Soler in here from the Kansas City Royals, and also to bring a guy back that they had before, Adam Duvall. So I'm thinking, man, those big bats, both of those guys, the thumpers, a few years ago, Soler led the league in home runs. So I'm thinking, man, that's going to have to carry the day, because right now the pitching stinks. I'm being honest.
Hey, just call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. You're right. Those who love to play spades, hey, call a spade a spade. What that actually means, you telling the truth. You're telling the truth. Call a spade a spade. It is what it is.
That's really it, man. So at the end of the day, the Braves have to find some way to get some bullpen help, because if they don't, everything is going to go to the left, and they're going to have a real problem, trying to make things happen. Going forward. So like you say again, man, hopefully they can get some pitching help. I know they made some type of move today. They made a trade. I don't have the information in front of me. I was kind of ripping around. Let's see if I can pop it up real quick and see what the Braves have done. But they did make a move today. And let's see again if we can get it up and find out what they did today. But there was some breaking news. First of all, one thing they did, which was big, is that it wasn't so much of a trade, but keeping everything in-house. So Charlie Morton, who's been pretty much their best pitcher so far this year, they did sign him to an extension. It's probably coming out about $20 million a year. So they really have solidified that starting pitcher with him kind of being the anchor veteran. And hopefully with Soroka coming back, Max Freeze kind of doing his thing, and some of these other guys, they can kind of flesh this out. We're not going to have Soroka back this year, but certainly if they can kind of stabilize this starting rotation, maybe they can go back to the old school, like let the starters pitch deep into the game before you call the bullpen. Imagine that.
The good thing about it, like I said, they got the Nationals, and then they got the Marlins, and they got the Rockies. So, those teams there, as the old adage goes, beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. But of course, baseball is one of them games that, anything can happen. But the Braves should, in my mind, sweep the Nationals. They sweep the Marlins and they sweep the Rockies. And again, the Phillies are the only team that's on their heel. And if the Phillies can lose a couple of games to the Brewers, which the Brewers are a pretty doggone team, I don't know how the Phillies beat them 12-0. But again, that's how the game of baseball goes. So the good thing about the Braves, the pitcher may not be so hot right now, but at least they're playing teams that are not so hot coming up.
Right. Yeah, so there's no question. The other big thing the Braves are going to have to do, man, they're going to have to win at home. So they have a 9-game homestand coming up right now. You mentioned the Nationals are in town. You mentioned also the Rockies are coming in. These are all teams that are beatable teams. So they're going to have to, I think, you don't have to go 9-0, but you're going to have to go, to me, at least 6-3 at home, because the weird thing is the Braves have one of the best records in baseball on the road, but they're almost next to the bottom in the NL East as far as the record at home. They're only one game over 500. So that's going to have to turn around as they go into the postseason as well. So they said, man, we're looking for the Braves to do what they got to do. Their team, that 1-9 batting order, is packed and stacked. And I want to give a big shout out to a guy who is probably the most underrated bat on that team. Who do you think that is? The most underrated guy on that team right now as far as a hitter.
I'm pretty sure you're going to tell us.
It's young Mr. Albies. Ozzie Albies is a guy that is vastly underrated. Here's a guy that's had over 20 home runs. He's got about 86 RBIs, so he's on pace for a 30-homer, 100 RBI season. I don't know, by the way, he's got 17 steals. Everybody should talk about Freddie. Don't get me wrong, Freddie's kind of your guy. He's been your guy for a while. Certainly, I've mentioned earlier before, Solaire's doing some great things. But Ozzie Albies, shout out to him, all-star this year. And to me, he's the unsung hero of the Braves, no doubt.
No doubt. That's a good call out, Jonathan. Good call out. It takes a team. It takes a team.
Speaking of it takes a team of people to make sure that this show goes on the air. We'll take a quick little break for advertising, and then we're coming back with you know what? Well, of course you don't know what. High school football. We got not one, but 2 teams are going to join us today. If you want to find out who they are, keep it locked right here for more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Don't go nowhere, please. Thank you. Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions, or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net. Oh, we should back just in time. The commercial break is over. And again, we thank those of you who are watching us here on all portals. We thank God for you, especially those of you who are checking us out on Facebook Live. You guys have been our stalwarts. And you people on YouTube as well. We appreciate you, man. We got mad love for you. And we thank you for joining us here on the broadcast. Like I said, again, we're going to do some high school football here. And we got not one, but we got 2 teams that are joining us on the broadcast today. First of all, we're going to go right down the street from our station. Right down the road from WIGO, 1570 Atlanta's Incredible Radio, is the team that wears the green and gold. You guys know them as the Morrow Mustangs. I believe they have their head coach is in the building. Coach Jerome Weeks. Welcome back, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Always wonderful.
Hey, man, it's good stuff here. Good to have you here. And who might you have in the building with us? Did you bring one of your players or coaches with you today?
I had a couple players. They should be logging in there. I've got a couple of our seniors.
Okay.
Senior linebacker Antonio Elder.
All right. I see Antonio. Let's bring him to the screen.
And offensive lineman Gabriel Bradley. And we also have Mr. Does It All. Mr. Bert Hunter plays a number of positions for us. A little quarterback.
I think I see Bert in the building. Let's kind of scroll down here. We got them all coming in. Let's see if I got Bert. Bam! There he is. And let's see what else I got here. I think I got Gabriel down here as well.
Yes.
Bam! We got everybody in the building. Well, like I said, welcome to the Moral Mustangs back on the Real Talk Sports Show.
Look at that head.
Wow. Hold on a second. Anytime we have a little shade thrown, we got to put the I can put the shades on. We're gonna do it like that. I gotta put them on. Well, Tyrone, I know you're always very fond, man, having a young man come on. I'll just give you kind of a little background. Your Morrow has had some good years. They've had some bumpy years because obviously trying to get. It's not like college. You can't just restack. But they did come off. I believe is it your first or second win this season, Coach? Is that right?
First win this season.
First win this season, and a nice one at home, so the home fans were able to see it. What was the key to that victory?
Just really started at practice that week, man. We had a great week of practice. My guys are really hungry.
Sorry about that, Coach. Hit the wrong button. There you go. Say it again.
Started, like I said, in practice last week with a great week of practice. Our guys really locked in and focused and really worked hard during the week, and it just showed on Friday. The guys were putting everything they had on the line and just giving in to being great or being legendary, shall we say, like it was our mantra. So kudos to those guys for just having a great week of practice, and it led to a great game on Friday.
Well, no doubt we all were able to witness it there. And like I said, the cool thing was to see it actually happen at home. The hometown fans were able to do what they needed to do. Well, Tyrone, I know you always like to kind of talk to these young men about what they do on and off the field. What questions might you have for the young guns that are here from Morrow High School?
I just have to say, Morrow High School, I remember them very well. I went to LaGrange High School, and Morrow, we used to play them along with Noonan and Griffin and, Riverdale and, Fayette County, all those schools. And so I remember that name well. But, it's an honor to be able to talk to these young men. I've been where you are, and hopefully you can get to where I've been. But in order to get there, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So I just want to start out by asking you guys, number one, what is your favorite sports hero, Because I do believe you have to imitate yourself. You have to find somebody at your position and not be like them, but try to imitate the principles that they use to play that game. For me, it was Deion Sanders when he played here in Atlanta. I would always try to record every time when the Falcons played because I knew that they were going to put the camera on him, especially when the 49ers came into town and it was him against Jerry Rice. So I felt like I could learn something from him that I could go into practice the next day and try to emulate. So you guys, just each of you, Gabriel, Bert, Antonio, who are your favorite heroes at your position that you try to emulate?
All right, Gabriel, go to you first, brother. We have to get you a little closer to that mic, Gabriel. We can't hear you. Get closer to the mic. Try again. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think his mic's muted. Let me double check it, though. Nope, your mic's open. Something's happening with your mic, brother. We can't hear you. We can see you. Look good.
You might go to Antonio. Come back to Gabriel.
All right, we'll go back to Antonio. Here we go to Antonio. What were your thoughts? Who's the guy you kind of emulate?
I say Deion Jones.
Oh, you like that linebacker, that big hit? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why Deion Jones?
Because the way he move on the field, like he come down here, and how he cover, he doing everything at a fast pace. I really admire that.
All right, let's go to Bert. Go ahead, Bert. Who's your favorite?
Mic on, big dog.
Make sure that mic on, bro. Try again. For some reason we not hearing Bert too good, but all right. Let's try to go back to Gabriel, see if we got him mic'd up. Gabriel, you there, sir? Let's try it again. All right. Well, we having a little trouble with these mics tonight. That's all right, though. That's all right. We just glad to have the young guys in the building. I'm going to go to social media here because you guys been getting lots of shouts out here. Got somebody there. Jeremiah saying, yes, sir. Give a shout out to all the players. Everybody's getting a nice shout out. And also we got Go Mustangs. Malik as well. Everybody's talking about Go Mustangs. So, Coach, you got to feel good, man, to see that the fans are staying with you and, strike the bumps. And you awarded them with a big win last week.
Yeah, man, we had some success in the past years, but it's kind of still trying to recover from that loss. That the playoff team, we kind of lost about 14 starters from that team, and then we knew we were going to be a little bit, shall we say, a little wet behind the ears. But with that being said, COVID came in and it's kind of hit us kind of hard, man, like it did everyone around here. So, we're just in the rebuilding process. We're grinding every day, chopping wood, man. These guys are getting better every day. So, we're just looking forward to what's to come, because it's a very exciting time right now.
No doubt. So what's your next game and who are you playing?
We have Fayette County coming up this Friday. We're going to them. One of my good friends, Coach Nick Davis, who does a great job down there. We're going to get in there and do our thing. We haven't had a pretty good week of practice thus far. I'm going to finish the week strong and then just trying to ride that wave from last week, get on a little roll here.
Well, before you guys go, I'm going to try to add on, see if I can get Bert to log in here. Bert, can you got your mic going?
You can hear me now?
Praise the Lord. There we go. Yes, up. All right. So tell us now again, Tyrone asked a question before, kind of what player that you see that you kind of emulate or like to try to pattern yourself after?
I try to emulate like Alvin Kamara or the Saints.
Yeah, that's a guy, man. I mean, he's a guy that played right up the road here at Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, did he play here in Georgia? Did he go to high school here?
Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah, that's what I thought, a hometown guy, man. So, and the reason why I always like Tyrone to ask you guys a question, I'm gonna give you guys a little backstory, just kind of get a better idea who he is. I always kind of bring him on and say he's a champion. Well, here's the thing: he was All-State at LaGrange. He went to Fort Valley State, was an All-American. He was one of a handful of men in the modern era to be drafted number one in the first round. I shouldn't say number one overall, but in a first round draft pick from a HBCU and played, I think, a grand total, was it 14 years, Tyrone, in the NFL?
Yep.
And now you guys can see behind him, those are replicas, but he actually won the real deal playing with some guy named Tom Brady, won 2 Super Bowls with the Patriots. So he's kind of telling you he walked your path. I mean, LaGrange is 40 minutes down the road, bro. I mean, but the hard work and the energy. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Let me say this to you guys. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of principles. I have a son. My son is 15 years old. My daughter, she's 21. She runs the 400, 200. She runs track. And my son plays football and run track, play defensive back, wide receiver. So I'm going to tell you guys the same thing I tell them very quickly. If you want to be successful, being successful, everybody has their own definition of success, but success is accomplishing what you've been told to do. Okay, if you didn't accomplish what you were told to do, then basically you can't call yourself successful. Those trophies that you see behind me, that was a goal that we set out to do. Okay, so in people's eyes, that's success. But I'm telling you this is how we became successful. We took the principles of what it takes to go out there and play for 60 minutes. We did the principles and we were not afraid to break the rules. So you got to understand that there's a difference between principles and rules. Rules will lock you in. Rules will keep you in a box. Principles will allow you to think outside the box and allow you to become great. So if you guys can ever learn to find the principles of your position, learn the principles and then allow your skills to take the principle and allow you to get outside the box. That's how you become special, guys.
There you go, guys. I want you guys to get that tip before you guys left. Coach, I know you guys, what are you guys again on social media? Is it at Moral Mustangs?
Yes, at Moral Mustangs, Mustang Athletics.
There you go.
We have our login page. We've got our school page, which is up, which puts all of our events. I mean, we're doing some great things in all of our sports. Volleyball, we've got softball going on right now, cross country. We're just getting back into this mode because we're back in school now, and kids are getting back used to that normal daily routine. And man, it's just a lot of fun right now.
Coach, I appreciate you. I know you coach track and field as well, so I know you guys got to go. Listen, man, Coach and gentlemen, Bert, Antonio, all you guys, so we appreciate you, and we look forward to having you back on the show again real soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us, big guy.
Yes,
Always
sir.
A pleasure.
Be blessed. We got more high school football action, guys, so don't go away here. Before we go to the break, we want to bring in our second guest for the evening. Now, this guy is, before I bring him on, I'll just tell you, he's a long-time friend of this show. He was one of the first guys that we actually brought on back when we were just doing a radio at WIGO. He is retired, but out of retirement now. He is the defensive coordinator from one of the hottest schools in Clayton County over at Forest Park. They started off 2-0 for the first time in almost 20 years. The one and only Coach Mike Rosiel is in the building. Coach Mike, what's up, brother?
How you doing? It just seems like the other day we were on this show about 10 years ago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Time flies. Back then, you were the head coach of Henry County, and you guys were go, man, go. You had a quarterback that came within 10 yards of tying the state record, threw for 525 yards in a single game. So I'm sure everybody here in Clayton County wants to see what you guys can dial up with Forest Park.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, Coach Robertson, he was offensive coordinator on those Henry County staff, and that was his stepson, Drew, the quarterback, that was throwing for all over the place for nearly 10,000 yards. But I have to brag about Coach Robertson. He's done a great job at Forest Park. I mean, outstanding job. First of all, he gave it a facelift. He went in and painted everything and just kind of remodeled everything and got the weight room back in gear. He's got the alumni. That is a school that's got a great tradition of alumni, especially Hines Ward. So he's got all those guys. My father-in-law's a Forest Park graduate, and he's got him on board. And he's done an outstanding job. I mean, like I said, he gave it a facelift. We took our lumps last year, and we have a lot of experience back, and it's paying off. So far 2-1 and doing some good things over there.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Tyrone would have been extremely pleased. You guys, after actually knocking off Morrow 36-17, you guys came back with a defensive thriller and pitched a shutout. Where your guys, the defensive backfield, made a couple of huge plays, knocking down some balls that could have went for first downs or touchdowns. So Tyrone, you would have been pleased because they were getting after it, sir. So, Coach, now who else do you have with us here? I can see Coach Rex is in there somewhere, so I'm gonna try to bring him on. Who else did you bring with us?
I believe Coach Rex. Can you bring him on?
Yep, let's call him in.
Who else he brought in?
Coach, are you there, sir?
Yeah, my camera's not working, but I have a couple of players I invited.
All right. Well, let's see who you got here. Who you got,
I invited Jakari Hardaway, a quarterback, and then Demario Walker.
All right. I see Demario in the studio. Let's try to pop him in here. There he is. What's up, Demario?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Got the mic working and everything. Well, Coach, we talked about this. We're going to do this real quickly here. So don't go anywhere, guys. We got to take a quick little break, and we got to do that commercial thing. We'll be back with more with the Forest Park Panthers. It's a new day down the road at Forest Park. You guys keep it locked right here for more of the Real Talk Sports Show. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, please. Thank you. You in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice. Guys, we're back here with the crew from Forest Park High School. We got Coach Mike Rozier, we got Coach Rex Robertson, we got Mario Walker, and I think somewhere down there, I'm gonna try to pop this young man up. I think we got the Mercurial, Mr. Hardaway, in the building. We got everybody here now.
How you doing?
Well, good to see you guys. I want to let you guys know here. I was talking to guys at Morrow. That guy in the upper middle there, right there, he's walked your path and went to the ultimate. That is Tyrone Poole, All-State here at LaGrange, All-American at Fort Valley State, first-round draft pick, Carolina Panthers, 14 years in the NFL, and how many Super Bowls, Tyrone?
What you see behind me.
But
Yes, sir. And who'd you win those with, sir?
New England Patriots.
There we go. So he's been around. Let's go to social media real quick, and we'll get back to more from Forest Park. Let's pop it in here. And we got some shout-outs popping right here from the SKB gang. They said, DeMario, what's up? So we got people in the building, as you can see, watching. Again, we want to thank you, those of you who are watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. Appreciate you guys commenting here. Players appreciate it, and the coaches appreciate it as well. Tyrone, you heard him talk about Coach Rex kind of, coming in, fresh paint, things like that. How important is that for a player to see a facility kind of up to date?
Well, in order to compete in today's sporting world, you have to be up to date with equipment. I don't see too many people working out on old equipment trying to keep up with the new style of play. So even offenses and defenses have changed, even though the principles are the same. But this is what I want to try to tell these young guys. Yes, you guys see the trophies and the helmets behind me, but what I do want to tell you guys is that you don't know, I quit football in high school. You guys know that, did you? I quit football in high school my senior year, and I still made it, okay? So what I want to tell you guys is what I'm going to leave with you. And I was a late bloomer, too. I was a late bloomer. So just because you don't succeed now doesn't mean that you won't reach your destiny. The reason why I reached my destiny was because I kept my passion, I kept my vision, I stayed focused, okay? So regardless of what you guys do, success sometimes comes later in life. But I promise you, if you keep fighting, you keep boxing, if you keep doing the rope-a-dope, so to speak, with the Ali, the rope-a-dope, just keep staying alive, you can make it. You can make it. So again, you guys don't know that about me. I quit football my senior year, halfway during the season. But still yet, I had an opportunity. I took that opportunity, and I made the best out of it. And with me knowing who I am and what I could do and what I possess, I was still able to make it. So bottom line is the only person that can stop you is the person that you look at every day in the mirror. That's you. So don't blame nobody. Don't blame your coach. Your coach can't help you. Your parents can't help you. At the end of the day, it's that person that you look at every day in the mirror. Even if you fall down, pick yourself back up and keep running. All right? And you guys will make it. So that's a word of wisdom for today.
There you go. Well, Jakar, I'm going to swing to you. Tyrone was asking the question, and in our early part of the broadcast, he asked the guys kind of who were their favorite players or somebody they emulated or kind of say, hey, I'm trying to make my game like that. Who would you say is that person for you?
Well, I play quarterback, so my favorite player, my favorite quarterback in the NFL is Russell Wilson. Always been, been a Seahawks fan even before the Super Bowl, even before we lost the Super Bowl. That hurt. But I try to imitate my game after Russell Wilson because he got a big arm. He can maneuver in the pocket a lot. And he know how to get the ball down the field and spread it around to all his receivers, even if he can use all his talents at the same time on the field.
So you must be excited that both your coaches, even though he coaches defense, you must be excited that Coach Rex and Coach Rozier know how to sling that ball around that quarterback, right?
We're pushing the ball down the field.
Yes, sir.
They said it's Jakari.
Yes,
I'm gonna give you a little bit of tip. And you probably heard this from your coach Rozier. He's probably said this, but I'm gonna let you know, brother, man, if you want to make it to that next level, look to throw the ball before you run the ball. All right, don't be that guy that you let coaches try to win the game using your feet, because you know what's gonna happen. Just like golf, you're gonna create bad habits, and what I mean by bad habits, you always gonna try to bail yourself out with your feet. And guess what, Jakari? One day your talent, your feet are gonna slow you down. You're not gonna be able to move. Look at Cam Newton. Look at all these. They get beat up. They get beat up, and now they never learn how to be a true pocket quarterback. So I'm glad you said Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson is a pocket quarterback who looks to throw, then run. So even while you're scrambling, you look to throw the ball. That's why I love Steve Young. Steve Young was a quarterback, but Steve Young was looking to throw, then run. So take that and use it very well, Jakari. That's worth it.
All right, Damari, who's your favorite? Who you like to pattern yourself after?
I compare myself after Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor, simply because they're like defensive playmakers. They're all over the ball. They can hit when you need them to hit, and they're not afraid. They get the job done.
We got some Seahawks fans in here. Daggone, what you guys know about that? Well, Coach Rex, your team. I asked you at the Clayton County Media Days what people could expect to see with a Coach Rex Robertson team, and you said that you want to be a high-powered offense, move the ball, quick pace of play. How far are you along in implementing that? Because what I've seen so far has been so far so good.
I told you we're going to throw it every down. That's what I told you.
Yes, you sure did. You said you were slinging around. Yes, sir.
For Coach Rozier, the old days. But I was really messing with you. I was hoping we were going to be a power running team. But every year the goal is to have balance. But we do want Jakari to look down the field and get the ball down the field first. So we're on the same page there with Typo. And but we want to be a balanced offense and where no one can stop us. Use all our weapons.
Well, no doubt you guys did a good job. Jakari was forced to run around a little bit, but he did make some outstanding throws on the dead run. And so I know both you and Coach Rozier has probably really kind of preached that, hey, you got to, even though you're moving, always try to take a look at downfield. And you guys made some great throws and some great plays. Coach Rozier, again, I know you're a big offensive guy, but what did you see to make you kind of dial up so much pressure that I saw in that 7-0 win last week? What did you see something on film?
You're giving me a lot of credit here, but Coach Tyler Technip is the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
We came on board, and we had a coach go down, and Coach Robertson called me back, and I actually retired again. And so he needed some help. So I kind of help out the secondary, and then I help out with the offensive line. And heck, today he had me coaching the JV offensive line. So I just kind of help out a little bit of everywhere, and I'm up in the box, eye in the sky, and can see some real good stuff. But Coach Technip's done a real good job. He relates to the players very well. And he did scheme them up pretty good last week, and he did dial up some pressure, that's for sure.
No doubt. And if I'm not mistaken, is that the son of Coach Technic, the late Coach Technic from right? So he's another guy.
He was over at Henry, and then he got the head job at Eagles Landing, and then Tyler played quarterback for him, and then went on to Georgia Tech and did some good things there. So he's on staff, and Coach Rex brought him on this year.
Well, it's good to see all that stuff, guys. It's obviously good to see you guys, doing the kind of stuff you did, trying to bring Forest Park back. Are you guys familiar, either the players or the coach, with the social media where people can follow the school and keep up what you guys are doing?
Jakari, you know social media? Than I am.
All right.
I mean, our football team do have we have a page. It's Forest Park _football _FBL football.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna be on the look at that, guys. Check it out. It's and we're going to be doing more coverage. We're going to look forward to having you guys come back on the show with us and talk some more Forest Park High School football in Clayton County. I got to tell you guys, it's a pleasure to live stream the games every Friday night, sometimes every Thursday night, and really kind of let people see what we got going on in Clayton County, because I think all you guys are really doing great stuff down there. Jakari, keep up the good work. Tomorrow, you too. Coach Rozier, we go way back.
Yeah.
And, Coach Robertson, appreciate you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys again.
Tyrone, what year did you play at LaGrange?
I was there. I left in 90.
Okay, so I was on those Morris staffs when we had some wars down there at Callaway Stadium.
Yes.
So, yeah, we had some good games.
Yeah, Gary.
You played with Coach Guthrie.
Yes, Gary Guthrie is a head coach. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Steve.
All right, man. We appreciate all you guys, man. We look forward to seeing you guys again real soon on the Real Talk Sports Show.
See y'all. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
There we go. I think we got everybody just about off. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, Tyrone, man, I'm always excited, man, to see the young guys come out here, man. And like I said, they're in a big turnaround stage right now at Forest Park.
Yeah. I'm looking at their stats and, just checking them out and, with the max prep and, for all those fans who want to keep up with your favorite high school team, you go to max preps and you're able to, check out what they're doing, points for, how many points has your team scored and how many points have they given up? Because at the end of the day, that's going to tell a lot about your team. If they're giving up a lot of points on defense, you're probably not going to do too good going forward if you get into the playoffs, and vice versa. If your team is scoring a lot of points, then look at here, you probably have an opportunity. So max prep is how I keep up with high school kids.
No doubt. We have a page on there as well. We're going to do this. We're going to talk some college football, and we're going to talk some HBCU football. So I know that you do a lot of stuff for the SIAC, but I got to represent the MEAC and the SWAC. This guy is former quarterback for the Grambling Tigers. The one and only Mr. Clemente Gordon is in the building. Welcome back, sir.
All right. Thanks for having me back. What's up, Tyrone?
All right. How we doing, Mr. Gordon?
All right, brother.
Before we get into that, I want to give a big shout out to the Tour Championship. These guys do a phenomenal job when they come into town here in Atlanta. It is the season-ending tournament for the PGA Tour, and it was as advertised. Patrick Cantlay won minus 21, holding off John Rahm. Got down to nitty-gritty. He actually bogeyed the 17th. Rahm was right behind him. He had two opportunities to birdie and tied up, but he could not do it. So big shout out to Patrick Cantlay, the winner of a check for $15 million.
Wow.
For that one win. It's the biggest purse that they have in the PGA. And I want to give a big shout out to people like Tracy Veal from the PGA Tour that gave us pretty much full access. We were on the 18th green as the two players were coming up. So again, we want to give a big shout out to them. And also we want to give a big shout out to the Eastlake Golf Course and the Eastlake Foundation, who's a huge supporter for the First Tee. And for those of you not familiar with the First Tee, that is an organization designed to really bring children of all colors and ethnic groups, but especially those children that may be a little bit disadvantaged financially, to show them how golf can really help them along the way in their career. So a big shout out to them and all the good stuff they've done. All right, guys, we're going to take a little mini break right here. You listen to the Real Talk Sports Show, but don't go nowhere because we about to talk some HBCU and college football. You ain't going to be able to see none of that unless you keep it locked right here. I'm just saying, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
I appreciate all those guys that stopped by the Real Talk Sports Show to give a shout out, especially my man Charles Woodson. I called it at that time. He had not yet been inducted to the Hall of Fame. I introduced him and I said, "Hey, Hall of Famer Charles Woodson." He said, "Not yet, man." I said, "But you will be." And 2 years later, bam, he's in there. Well, speaking of Hall of Fame, you've had Hall of Famers come from all types of colleges, but plenty have come from HBCUs. So I want you guys to tell me a little bit about what you saw over the weekend, winners and losers. Tyrone, I'm going to go to you first because I think you called the game, and I know you are big on the SIAC.
Well, yes, I called the game. Actually, I am the color commentator for the SIAC. So myself and James Verrett, we actually got a game this Thursday. So Thursday night football in the SIAC. No other conference. HBCU is playing on Thursday, but you know what? The SIAC is playing Thursday. So we got Benedict and Ed Waters playing Thursday night. We may get a little bit of competition from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Dallas Cowboy game, but you know what? No other HBCU is playing this Thursday night except the SIAC. So, it's great to see ESPN giving an opportunity to spread the love and get some of these athletes on television. And, that's I'm very happy with that. And hopefully it continues to get even better. So, so there's a lot of good stuff coming out of the SIAC, Albany State, Clark, Atlanta, hometown team here, right there in the middle of downtown Atlanta. Benedict had wins. Fort Valley, they actually won the first game actually between them and Tuskegee, which is supposed to be Tuskegee's event, but Fort Valley goes in and actually comes out with a victory. And of course, Morehouse, they lost in Savannah State. So Morehouse and Clark Atlanta being the home teams up in here, they are 1-1 to start the season out. But actually, again, the SIAC is strong, and I'm glad to be able to talk about these guys, and hopefully these scouts can hear me talk about how good these guys are, because I do believe, I got an eye for talent, and just an honor just to be able to give back to the HBCU.
Yeah, a big shout out to SIAC. Certainly, you mentioned Tuskegee. Over the last 5 years, they've had multiple forays being ranked in the top 20 in the country for Division II schools. And we certainly want to give a big shout out to Clark Atlanta. The Panthers won their game last week, so hopefully they'll be able to pick up the good work. And Morehouse, obviously, they are considered to be the Harvard, so to speak, of the HBCU. So we want to see them get back on the winning track as well. Well, let's go to what some people said are big boys in Division I, the MEAC and the SWAC. Clemente, kind of what did you see, especially with that big game between your Tigers and I think they played, you tell me who they played.
Tennessee State. The Tennessee State Tigers.
Two legendary programs. Yes, sir.
Tigers versus Tigers. I want to give a shout out to Doug and James Harris for putting on the Hall of Fame game. It came off real well. Some Hall of Famers was there. Robert Brazil, a couple other guys. Harry Carson was inducted. And the game was a good game. It had a great crowd. And I know a couple of guys that went to the game that said it was put on very, very well. And also, other than that, aside from that, I think that my Tigers showed the people by being 0-4 in the spring season. No one knew. They had a lot of guys holding out, a lot of guys opted out, a lot of guys that just weren't eligible, and a lot of those guys got eligible and were able to play. And I think the SWAC is going to shape up to be a very competitive conference this year, based on the games that just happened this past weekend.
And how important is it, man, for these what I like to call legacy teams to be able to be winning programs? Because you take a Grambling, you take almost any of those Division I, II, Tennessee State. They have had, especially if you go back to when I was a little guy, these were teams that put multiple guys into professional teams. And some of the great teams of all time were stacked with former players from these legacy schools.
Yeah, it's important now because just like you mentioned, a lot of guys were going pro back then from the teams way back, and it hasn't been happening as of late. So right now, I think we need to concentrate on getting guys back to that level and being selected in the draft. And we haven't had but maybe one or two HBCU guys selected in the past 2 or 3 drafts, and that's unacceptable. And we're trying to get better. Now I tell everybody, I give a shout out to what Deion's doing down at Jackson State. You got to give him a shout out. He's trying to help the whole HBCU, SWAC, MEAC, everyone. And I give him a shout out because he's bringing a lot of attention to the HBCUs this year.
No doubt. So I want both of you, what you thought, what do you think about the scene from Miami? Because just from watching from afar, man, it looked like it was, lack of a better term, off the chain. Tyrone, what do you think about the spectacle? I know you were trying to call a game and so forth, but have you seen any clips from Miami? Because it really looked like it was must-see TV.
Now, which game is this you're talking about?
This was the Jackson State game that they played in Miami. It just seemed like it was, a lot of stars, a pretty decent crowd. I don't know if you got a chance to see any clips of that, and if you did, what were your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I saw it. Be honest with you, I call a spade a spade. Didn't either one of them look spectacular to me. The first game, you call it the first game of the season or whatever. I think Deion's son had too much pressure on him. And again, playing in the spotlight of his dad, he didn't look too good. I thought there were times where he should have thrown the ball, or like the RPO, he should have handed it off to the running back, but still, yeah, he wanted to try to make a play. So again, that's all just youth. But I wasn't blown away by what they do. Fort Valley actually is playing FAMU this weekend. So, you talk about the big boys. To me, there are no big boys. It's whoever has the biggest heart goes out there. If you're willing to stomp a man in the ground, then you are the one that's the big dog. So, but I didn't see anything spectacular with the Jackson State. I'm glad that they were playing on television, but again, it's always good to see our people showcasing their talent. And, so we hopefully that'll continue to happen. All love to Jackson State, FAMU, all HBCU. We're all one family.
Clemente, what are your thoughts about the, I guess you want to call it the spectacle that was happening down in Miami around the game?
Yeah, the battle at the beach, on the beach. I mean, I feel the opposite. I mean, I feel like Shedeur Sanders did well for his first game on that level. You know what I'm saying? He had 2 turnovers in crucial moments, but for him to be a freshman straight out of high school, I thought he showed some composure and some poise, and it was some leadership. I mean, of course, he's definitely going to get better, but I think he did quite well for that to be his first game ever in a college program, and it's a nationally televised game, and he didn't do enough to lose the game. So, I feel like he did all right, and I'm looking forward to seeing him progress for the rest of the year and just see how his talent, excel. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's going to be right. He's definitely an athlete, He definitely has some athletic qualities, and and one big thing I always say, he wasn't scared. He wasn't scared.
Well, when I saw the spectacle around the Battle of the Beach, all the folks having such a good time, for a moment, the minister wanted to put on his shades and head down to Miami for all the fanfare. But that, for me, that was the biggest thing, I guess, that they did a good job of capturing what everybody tells me. Like I said, I'm a guy that went to what they call a PWI, so I didn't get a chance to see, what normally goes on, not only in every game, but all the classics. I didn't really get exposed to that. I came to Atlanta, and I watched the Atlanta Football Classic, which was the predecessor to what we now have, the Celebration Bowl. There are different types of games, but it had that same type of buildup. It was the first time I saw the things I saw on television in person. I was like, it's like this during the game. Dang! I said, this is pretty cool. So I guess that was, for me, I was glad to see that it being in Miami, and that people got a chance again to see once again what makes the HBCU experience special to those who have lived an experience. And that's what I'm really happy about, that they were able to kind of get that out there, for the whole world to see. So that's my thoughts on that. Well, let's shift gear to the PWIs. Winners and losers in the SEC, especially, and really across football. So let's go up the road and let's look at some winners. How do you guys think that Georgia panned out? Do you think we give them a big check as being a winner? A 10-3 win over Clemson. Tyrone, you first.
Well, again, Georgia, this is, as everyone's saying, Kirby Smart's probably his best team. And Georgia is always going to have pressure on them. It's been pressure since Mark Richt there. So, Kirby Smart, he's not going to get from up under that pressure as well. So I think this is an important season for Georgia. Again, Clemson, they got a young quarterback, and they did, very well defensively. And if it hadn't been for that pick six, who knows what would have happened. But I think Clemson should be able to win out for the rest of the season. Their schedule doesn't look that tough for Georgia. I've heard people say they would probably they would rather Georgia lose this game against Clemson to a point, so that it makes them refocus. Sometimes you can win early and you'll put pressure on yourself and you'll end up losing a trap game somewhere. And it's for Clemson, it's like, hey, guys, let's regather. We know who we are, and let's just, get back into the playoffs and let's win out. So, but, either way, Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, of course, they looking unbeatable again. So it's just a matter of, who plays on that any given Saturday, so to speak.
Well, you hit it on the head. Me personally, I thought that Georgia. I know defensively they played a good game, but to me, that offense they ran, I know everybody's thinking, well, okay, they knew that a young quarterback, the defense could D him up, but if they try to run that against any of the big boys in the SEC, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose games. There's no doubt about it. You're right. Big shout out to Alabama. Came out to shoot like they're already getting ready for the SEC championship. Blew the brakes off of Miami, 44-13. Their new quarterback just looked like next man up. Want to give a shout out also to another winner. Played the next day. How about old Mr. Rebels without their coach Lane Kiffin? Put it up big against Louisville. So definitely those are my three winners right there. And Clemente, how about you?
I got to go with Georgia also. Georgia's defense, if their defense stays healthy, they got one of them old, like a couple of years ago, the Alabama Crimson Tide type defenses now. If they stay healthy, defense can do a lot. Tyrone will tell you, defense it's a lot easier to be out there on that corner when that quarterback don't have a 3 seconds to throw that ball, because you can squat on everything and you can just pick it off and run back the other way. And that's what Georgia defense is showing. And you got to remember now, Clemson ain't no slouch. Now, Georgia's offense didn't really score a touchdown, but Clemson's defense is pretty good too. So I'm looking for Georgia's offense to get crunked up a little bit. My other winner, I got to go with my home school, Graham the Tigers.
Yes, sir.
Everybody put them down for going 0-4. They got a new offensive coordinator, and he brought in his system. They kind of looked like they were unsure on the offensive side of the ball. They kind of looked like they were unsure about if what they were doing was correct. But they pulled out a win against Tennessee State, a tough Tennessee State team. Eddie George got some players up there. That running back, he got Davion Starling. He's a beast, man. He's a beast up there, and he's going to get it together up there, and they're going to win some games.
Well, we always have the winners. We also have losers. So let's take a look at the big losers. Biggest loser locally, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets that allowed themselves to be shocked by Northern Illinois, a team that went 0-6 last year, and then have the coach say after the game, yeah, we figured we just kind of run it at them and see what they had. They were probably one of the biggest losers to me in football locally for sure. Another big loser, speaking of local SEC teams, LSU. Coach Ed Oberon getting into it with the UCLA fans, and they come away with a big loss to a Pac-12 team who was an underdog in that game. So to me, those are two big losers for the weekend. Tyrone, anybody else that you think kind of took a step back with a loss?
I think I'm gonna actually piggyback with you regarding Georgia Tech. I think that's probably the biggest loss right there. I'm like, you got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, and it just overwhelms me. I can't fathom how Georgia Tech could lose that game. But hey, again, that's why they say you play it on the field. You play it on the field.
And the other thing too is they lost all the momentum that they had coming into the season. A lot of people may or may not be aware, but they have been recruiting like a monster. They had a top 20 recruiting year. A couple of guys off that powerful Westlake team have committed to them. Several other guys from Metro Atlanta who are top stars here. And they had a marketing machine that had really ramped up a lot of good energy with this all about the 404. Well, they kind of fell off the floor. But anyway, look, guys, we gotta take one more quick break, and then we're gonna get back and talk some NFL and Falcons football. And you know who is coming on with us next. So if you guys want to talk some football, NFL, Falcons, you got to keep it locked right here for more of the Real Talk Sports Show. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere, please. Thank you. Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions, or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net. Kind of like that beat there. Yeah. So listen, seriously, guys. Actually, if you do need a vehicle, you can call one of those numbers. Or good news, you actually can have your own personal automobile consultant. And yours truly, myself, Jonathan Simmons. I'll be more than happy to assist you if you need a vehicle. You can give me a call directly at 678-410-9833. We're more than happy to try to put something together for you or your business, because we also do business sales as well. So again, hit me up. You see the number on the screen right there for those of you who are watching, 678-410-9833, and I will give you concierge-like service as you get a vehicle, new or used, for yourself, family, or business at Allen Vigil Ford in Lincoln. I had to get that shameless plug in there. All right, guys, shifting now away from college to the NFL. We are just not 1 but 2 days away from the first game of the season. Clemente, I'll go to you first. Kind of who are some of the teams that you kind of got your eyeball on that you think might make some noise in the NFC?
The NFC, number one, I'm going to have to say the Los Angeles Rams. Okay. I've always been a big fan of Matthew Stafford, and they've made some other moves. They just got Sony Michel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, the Patriots.
They just got Sony Michel. I think the Rams, their defense was already stellar. And I think Matthew Stafford is going to just bring what they need to get over the top with their offense out there.
Wow. Tyrone, how about you? You got a team that you like in the NFC that we got to keep our eye on?
No, not be honest with you. You may think I'm lying when I say this. No, I don't. Actually, when I watch the games in the NFL now, I just watch to hopefully just see a good game. And actually just to see, the techniques and critique the techniques. So really, I don't have a team that I'm watching and I'm pulling for. Whoever comes on TV, I just hope that they play a good game.
Well, do you have any fondness towards your boy down in Tampa Bay? Do you think he's got a good shot to repeat as Super Bowl winner?
Again, until somebody beats you, then you always have an opportunity. That's why we won those back-to-back championships. Until somebody beat you, then you are considered the champion until somebody knock you off. So yes, they have a great opportunity. They bring everybody back. So why not? That's how we went back-to-back. We brought everybody back. So, but again, you play it on the field. You play it on the field. Those are 22, actually 33. 11 offense, 11 defense, 11 special teams. But all 53 guys are special guys. It ain't like college. It ain't like high school where you may have 1 or 2 guys that are good. Man, every 53 man on that roster can go and be a starter somewhere. They just maybe they don't pan out because they're not playing in the right system or they're not playing up under the right whatever. But those guys are talented. So I just love to see the game.
Hey, let me ask. Can I start Tyrone a question? Tyrone, I just heard you mention the word technique. I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you think about when you played? And I know technique was very big back then. When you look at the DBs and the guys now, do you see them having a lot of technique and focusing on technique and more so just pure athletic ability, just relying on their athletic ability, or do you see them, with using technique like how you all had to do?
Well, myself personally, I was a man-to-man corner.
Right.
Most of the teams I played in, it was man-to-man.
Right.
And a corner, I judge a corner by his feet and by his hips. And if you can understand leverage, then you can make plays. And I think that's what probably when they say technique, it's like having the right leverage. And if you had the right inside, outside leverage, of course, using the right hand, but right hand to punch with, not right, but right way to do it. But definitely, technique is very, very, very big because once your physical skills start to go downhill, then that's when the technique, the understanding of that game, where the receiver lines up at, knowing the dimensions of the field, believe it or not, knowing the dimensions of the field.
Oh, absolutely.
Help you understand what route that receiver is about to
run. That's right.
It's a lot of mental. It's more mental than it is physical. I've seen guys that, man, didn't have no skills. You put them on a clock, you probably go to sleep. But man, they thought the game, they understood where the midpoint was, and their job was to beat you to that ball. And if they knew how to do that, the angle, it's about angles. So,
right. I told you I was helping some guys one time, and a receiver ran out and he lined out outside the numbers, and he ran a slant and beat the guy. And I'm like, where else was he gonna go? He wasn't gonna run an out. He way out here by the sideline. But I just wanted to ask you that.
Well, we like to talk football. Everybody likes to ask questions also about our Atlanta Falcons. So, I had to bring in guys. He is the embedded beat writer for AJC Sports to cover the Atlanta Falcons. He is an award-winning sports writer, and he is Esquire par excellence. The one and only D. Orlando Ledbetter is back in the building. D. Led, what's up, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, Reverend. Thanks for having me. Thanks for seeing you, Brother Poole and Brother Gordon.
How you doing?
D-Led.
Well, now, D-Led, you heard these guys talking about technique. Before we talk a little bit more about the Falcons in general, give us your opinion on the guy who's hopefully going to take the next level to be the Falcons' next shutdown corner, A.J. Terrell. You watching him, what do you think about his technique and how much he's maybe improved over from last year?
Well, yeah, he certainly improved over from last year. He had the off season to work with the coaches, which he didn't have as a rookie. And so you saw him get better as the season went on. And the big thing for these guys is, like AJ and, coming into the league, and going back to True Font and Alford, they haven't seen the route running skills on a regular basis that you see on every NFL play. So you're going to bite on double moves as a rookie. And that's why he's getting beat so much early on. He had to get used to that. And once he got used to the double moves and so forth, and stopped taking the fakes and stuff, then he started playing a little bit stronger and a little bit more competitive. And I'm sure hours of film work helped that. But I've seen a lot of cornerbacks get ready. True Font and them, they had Roddy and Julio just beating them all over the field. And then they could put that on tape and say, hey, this is how you got to stay with this guy. And so Terrell has had that off season now to where if they I don't think he's going to travel, but if they need to, they might be able to with him.
Let me say this right here. Let me correct Jonathan on something. All right. Jonathan, don't use that word shutdown corner no more.
But there's none.
There are no shutdown corners.
There are none. Yeah.
No shutdown corner. Shutdown. This is me. This is my personal.
Ended with Dion.
There you go, D-Led. Say it again.
It ended with Dion. No more shutdown corners.
Dion retired. Shutdown left with him. But I do say this: there are good cover corners out there, but no shutdown corners out there.
All right. So, in other words, what you're saying is that they don't. What about not you? What about Darrell Revis? Why do they call him Revis Island? He wasn't a shutdown corner.
Somebody just gave him the name.
No.
I'm saying no. I'm not talking about the end. I'm talking about like when he was like that 4 or 5 year run. You wouldn't call him a shutdown corner then?
No, Dion did it for 15, 16 years.
Oh, you guys are killing me. Now, I'm not.
That's a couple good years. You won't call him shutdown corner.
Well, for those 4 or 5 years, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there have been. I mean, don't be wrong. Dion is Dion. That's why I got Fulbright Hall of Famer. That's why he's prime time. So I don't want to take nothing away from that. But I just want to make sure I wasn't kind of thinking odd when I think of a guy like Revis and even those 2 or 3 years of Richard Sherman.
Come on.
No, he was a zone corner. You can't call him a shutdown corner. Yeah,
okay.
You can say Josh Norman maybe, but Richard was a straight zone corner.
All right.
And those guys stayed on one side of the field. Wherever the best receiver went, Dion went to that side too.
Okay. Well, let me leave that alone then. Listen.
I just wish the young man has a good career and play some high level football.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's what we want. Speaking of high level football, go ahead, Tyrone.
They're all good corners. AJ Terrell, they're all good corners, man. They're all good corners. It takes a skill to be able to play that position. But again, shutdown to me is if I close a door, I shut the door. You can't get in, you can't get out. Mm-hmm. But today's corners, they can be thrown on, they can be scored on. Dion was the only one that I know he'll bait you. He'll let you catch a couple of passes just to get the quarterback to throw it over there again. Next thing you know, that thing going to the house.
Well, that's one thing. That's one thing is if anything is the truth, that's the truth. And they showed that a gazillion times in NFL film. He talked about it, how he would, kind of sucker the guy into throwing it, and the next thing you know, see ya, you're gone. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, speaking of what we're looking for as far as outstanding play and hopefully improved play, D-Led, give me maybe 3 guys from the Falcons that you think, boom, they're going to take to the next level this year and really impact the way this team plays.
Well, they really need the linebackers to step forward. I like the 3-4, the way he's got it going with Bullard, Grady, and Tyler Davidson. They're not gonna get pushed around. I don't know if they're gonna make any plays, but they're gonna be stout. And so that means the linebackers, Fourier, Ulukan, Deion Jones, they got Steven Means on one of the outside linebackers, and then, of course, Dante Fowler on the other one. So that means they're free. They're free. They need to make havoc. They need to make some plays. So I want to see Fowler and Ulukan make some plays. Steven Means is a steady guy. He's just going to hold the edge. And if he can make a play here and there, that's great. Deion Jones, this is built for him because they got those big guys in front of him, so he's going to be free to roam. So I want to see the linebacker unit wreak havoc. That way, you don't have that secondary out on the island as much as it's going to probably be. But yeah, those are that whole group of linebackers. They need to go ahead and wreak some havoc on the offenses that they're going to be facing.
Let me say this: that 3-4 defense, right? That 3-4 defense. I played in 3-4 when I came in to Carolina. Dom Capers played in the 3-4 in New England, and Pease, Coach Pease, he was there in New England, and so he come from that same system. And I'm gonna tell you what make that 3-4 work. Your nose has to be unblockable. That nose has to be unblockable. So if that nose is not, if he could be blocked, he's gonna make it tough. And also Deion Jones, because he's gonna be playing in the bubble. The bubble meaning he's going to be uncovered. So if he's reachable, then that's going to cause 3-4 to have a problem. And also Dante Fowler and Means. Sometimes I'm pretty sure Dean Pease, the great thing about a 3-4 defense, you can go from a 3-4 to a 4-3 on the field like that. So Fowler and Means have to be like D-Les said, they got to be some beasts, man, because, again, I'm not comparing what we had in New England, but the system is the same. We had Willie McGinnis, and we had, of course, Brewski,
Grable.
And Grable, Mike Grable. Yeah. Them guys come off the edge. We run that dog one. We had Big Ted Williams, Big Ted Washington, and Big Ted took up two people every time. So, and then Willie McGinnis and them came off the edge, and it made our life in the back, just like Gordon was saying, it made our life in the back end easy. But if Fowler and Means and that nose tackle can't be beast, I'm telling you, that 3-4 defense, Atlanta defense gonna suffer.
Well, do you think, D-Led, now there's something interesting. You talk about the linebackers. It looks like that is probably the stoutest group they have as far as from, depth. It looks like they got some new guys in here, man. They look like they can, if they have to go on the field, they can do some work.
Yeah, no question. The kid, Mikael Walker from Fresno State, they're trying to find a way to get him on the field. And the other kid, Dorian Etheridge from Louisville, he was a kid in the exhibition games making 13, 14 tackles.
He was killing it.
He's just out there killing it, against the backup. So, he's got a chance. He won him a spot in the league as an undrafted guy to see if they can keep him around. But, the linebackers are important. I kept thinking, like Tyrone said, that they would bring in a bigger D tackle or a traditional, like Grady Jackson type cat to sit in the middle. But they're going with like 300 pounders across the board, and but they don't have Will Falk or a Ted Washington on the roster that that really you want in that 3-4. You want to be able to push that interior around with that guy, and they don't have that. They got some good guys. Jonathan Bullett's been around, Taylor Davison's been around, and Grady's out there, so they're gonna be kind of moving them around. But yeah, as far as the traditional anchor of that, that might be a problem.
Yeah, Davidson, man. I mean, he showed some flashes in that first game against the Titans. I mean, if he can play like that, they could do some work. All right, Clement, I'm gonna shift to you. What do you think about that quarterback battle, so to speak? Obviously, Ryan is Ryan, but what do you think about Rosen maybe down the road being an heir apparent, or even Felipe finding a way to have his passing skills get closer to his running skills?
Well, to be honest with you, I gotta be like Tyrone with this one. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Felipe Franks, I think has a. I would have gone with Felipe Franks because he's younger and he's more mobile. I've seen Josh Rosen when he was with Arizona. I mean, he didn't really impress me that much. I mean, maybe he may have matured over these years and being like somewhat of a journeyman going to a couple different teams, but I would go with the youth. I mean, Felipe Franks, when he played in the preseason, even though it was just preseason, he provided a spark. You know, he can run. He was a dual threat. And that might be something that the Falcons need. Because just like Tyrone was telling the young guys that was on earlier, the quarterback, you know, don't never try to rely on your legs. You know, always rely on your arm. Let your legs run guys open. You know, like Ben Roethlisberger does it the best. His legs and his ability to scramble run guys open. I mean, it's no way that you could have checked Antonio Brown for 6 seconds. It's no way. It's no way that you could check Juju Smith-Schuster for 6 seconds. It's no way. So I would go with the younger guy who is a dual threat than just a straight pocket passer.
Well, I mean, it's a lot to look at here. Rosen, one thing I did see in him is that he does do what a prototypical West Coast quarterback does. I mean, 1, 2, 3, ball gone. I mean, he's not trying to mess around with you. 1, 2, 3, gone. And he does have what they call that arm talent. He can sling it. So I mean, he's if his head is right. Well, think about it. The guy was drafted number 10 overall.
Exactly.
I mean, he did some great stuff when he transferred to UCLA. I mean, he lit it up, but I mean, he's just such an arrogant guy. At least he was then. That he just was a bad teammate. So, but he can go.
And that's mainly what I'm saying. I heard about that part of it, that he wasn't a real good teammate, a good locker room guy. So I mean, if that has changed, I saw him in the last preseason and he did well. But like I said, you being a dual threat, I think that's the way that the league is turning right now.
Oh, no doubt. So D-Led, let's go back to another I guess question mark. The running backs. What have you seen? Obviously, we didn't see Mike Davis at all. So who would you think would be the second and third choice behind Davis as far as getting carries?
The way they're practicing is Cordarrelle Patterson, the wide receiver. He's going to be the second running back. The third running back is Wayne Gallman from Loganville, Grayson High. They picked him up last week and cut your boy Quadrialis. But they brought him back to the practice squad today, Reverend. I was thinking about you all weekend.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, so and I went back and looked at the 2018 when Matt Ryan was a rookie. That was the last time nobody expected them to do anything. They won 7 out of 9 one-score games. But what they did was they ran the ball with Michael Turner and Jerry Snow, where they had over 2,000 yards. And then, Matt couldn't read defenses yet, but Roddy White got 148 targets that year. So he was like, if the safety was over here, he just found Roddy. He just did. I saw Brett Favre do that with the Packers. He did that to Shirley Sharp for 3 years. So he learned how to read defenses. You just find your guy. But Matt knows how to read defenses, so he don't need a 2,000-yard back. He need the backs to, block, get open. Maybe if they can get 1,000, catch some balls out the backfield, just keep people honest. Because they can't drop back 40 times a game. They already know this line can't pass block. They already know that. So they know it. They brought him back, so, they can only fix, some of it. They chose to fix the running backs. They got rid of all the running backs. But they brought all the linemen back and drafted a couple, and we'll see how that's going to work out for them.
Let me ask you, D-Led, with the Falcons announced their lineup, right? And when I look at their lineup, they are going out with 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
They have 2 tight ends. And do you think what they're going to do is similar to what like a 3-4 defense does? I mentioned a 3-4 defense. You can go from 3 guys that got their hands in the ground, to 4 guys got their hands in the ground. So with a 2 tight end set and Kyle Pitts being that X factor, You think they're going to allow the defense to pick and choose their poison that they want to be hurt by? And what I mean by that is, if they come out with 2 tight ends, the defense is going to say, okay, we're going to come out with our regular base defense, our whatever. If they got a 4-3, our 4D linemen and 3 linebackers, and then they're going to take Pitts and line them up out wide, and now it'll give them the 3 receiver look. And now we're going to beat you like that. Or if you want to come in and cover with a nickel defense, then we're going to bring Kyle Pitts, attach him to the line of scrimmage, and we're going to run at you. Do you think that's kind of the philosophy of the Falcons offense this year?
Yeah, no question about it, Tyrone, because, that's what they did in Tennessee with the tight ends. They used 4 tight ends over 200 snaps. And I've been seeing them move. They might put him in the slot. And Mr. Blank told me that at Florida, he played 50% online, 25% in the slot, and 25% flex. And those are the same numbers they're trying to hit with the Falcons. So he's going to be moving around, and he's going to be a pretty much a wide receiver, tight end hybrid. They can't leave him in line to block. He's a skinny old dude. So I don't expect to see him blocking too much. They'll put the big tight end in there for that.
And here's going to be the problem that I see if they move Kyle Pitts around. When he gets through his rookie contract, his agent is going to pay him as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Not tight end. That's the problem that the Falcons about to set themselves up with. Watch.
Yeah. Jimmy Graham. That was Jimmy Graham that did that.
Yep.
Tyrone always gets back to that main thing about that money. That's right. The money.
Show me the money.
See, told you it's about them dollars and cents. Let's go to social media here. H.C. Hardy says if defensive end Fowler becomes an 8 to 10 sack guy this year, should the Falcons retain him after the season, even though his contract has incentives pertaining to his sack count? I guess that's for you, D-Led.
Yeah, well, if he gets 10 sacks, he better get 11, because that's when he gets that's when he get the whole $4 million. So that's gonna be fun to watch. I mean, you hate to see the kids lose money, but he took a pay cut, man. But I mean, we don't gotta feel sorry for him. He got $29 million guaranteed. So, but yeah, if they vibe with him and he vibes with them, I couldn't see the second year on the contract when I was looking at his contract. I think they voided that 3rd year. To hey, this will come back and do good thing. And the sacks start at 5 million, 5 sacks, 7 sacks, 9 and 11. He gets incentives that he can hit. So yeah, it would behoove him to get to the quarterback this year. I don't know if you bring him back or not, because the kid from Notre Dame has come along pretty good. And if you see that he's going to be a player, then you just keep him on your rookie contract.
Well, yeah, I look at this team, man. I mean, we just don't know what we're going to get. I mean, it's almost like, what's that thing that Forrest Gump said? Life is like a box of chocolates. You know what you're going to get? That's the way with these Falcons. I mean, I'm looking at them because we haven't seen them not really at all in preseason. We saw one pass thrown to Mr. Pitts, and he looked like as advertised. I mean, but like Tyrone said, dude, the guy, I mean, it was one of those kind of plays where he got ran open. What's his name? Rolling out, tosses the ball there, and then, he basically bowls over a couple of guys. So, I mean, but who knows? And it's really going to depend on can these guys, how quickly they can acclimate to the system and how well the Falcons can use what should be, as Tyrone pointed out, mismatches all over the field. Because I even think they can even run a jumbo set on short drives when you bring in 3 tight ends. Now you know who you're gonna guard. I mean, so if these Falcons can understand how to really execute Arthur Smith's game plan, this could be a fun team to watch. No doubt in my mind. So it's going to be interesting for sure to see what they can do. Well, guys, as always, the time has went rocketed by. So we got to let everybody kind of do their thing as we like to do here. We want to make sure that everybody knows how they can find out more about you guys. So as we do it, Clemente Gordon, the floor is yours.
You can find me at Clemente_Gordon9. That's Clemente_Gordon9. And I want to ask the Reverend if he remembers at the tailgate, the gentleman from FAMU who had a lot to say about the SWAC and how FAMU was going to walk through the SWAC this year.
Yeah.
All I gotta say to him is welcome to the swag.
Wow. Shoo-wee. And that's a drop the mic moment for Clemente Gordon. All right, guys, look forward to seeing you again next week, bro.
Hey, Clemente, the swag versus the SIAC this week, Fort Valley, FAMU.
I'm pulling for Fort Valley, man. I got some Fort Valley ties that I'm gonna talk to you about later on.
All right.
Not right now, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right,
See,
brother.
That's what I'm telling you, everybody. It's all love in the HBCUs. All love.
That's right.
All right, Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we got the MEAC versus the ACC this week on Howard goes to Maryland in the crosstown deal. So we maybe we'll shock the world again like we did against UNLV. Yeah, D. Orlando Ledbetter at D. Orlando AJC. Bowtie Chronicles dropping at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. And you can also find me on Instagram at D. Orlando Led.
There it is right there, guys. Again, just go, if you keep it simple, just go to ajc.com and you will find it. Or if you want to get specific, there it is right there, ajc.com / we got a lot of stuff there. Just keep it easy. ajc.com. And here he is on social media one more time. Twitter, D Orlando AJC. Instagram, D Orlando Led. Sir, God bless you. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon.
All right, D-Led.
All right. All right, Mr. Tyrone Poole, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm going to say this one more time. Kyle Pitts, I'm pulling for you, man, because you know what's going to happen. Again, like I said, you heard it right here first on Real Talk. They're going to have to pay Kyle Pitts as a wide receiver, and you know what? The Falcons are not going to want to do it, and then Kyle Pitts going to end up going somewhere else. You heard it right here first, all right? But I hope he stays. I hope he stays in Atlanta.
Me too.
You can follow me, Tyrone Poole 38 on all social media platforms.
See that, guys? I got it up there for you. So unless you blind as a bat, it's right there at Tyrone Poole. All right, brother. God bless you, man. We'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, guys, we'll keep it real simple. I am a real life minister, as you know, so I'm going to, before I go out of here, let you guys know, if you don't know the Lord, you need to know him today. Please, man, please, sir, nobody loves you like Jesus or Yahashua HaMashiach, his government name. Nobody, not your mama, not your grandma, not your auntie and them. Nobody loves you like him. He came here, he died for you, he rose from the dead. So guess what? If you believe in that, repent of your sins, two good things happen. Number one, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you become an adopted child of God and have all the rights therein. And you avoid that unhappy place called hell when you die. You get to go to that lovely place called heaven instead. I don't know about you, but I like the option going to heaven and not going to hell. I'm just saying. All right, guys, listen, we appreciate you. And we want to give a big shout out again to our good buddy, the queen herself. And until the next time, guys, God bless you and have a great night. See ya. I would say we want to be you, but we want to be you sometime. All right, God bless everybody. Bye.
Tonight, we got to win one game tonight. And